Om Shanti. Welcome to Midday Meditation. I've been away for a couple of weeks, but I know you've been coming and meditating together regularly. And so it's wonderful that you kept the program going in my absence. Picking up many virtues, exploring virtues, practicing virtues. And we'll be doing more virtues for the rest of this week. And then starting next week, we'll have a little bit of a different format, at least for 1 week. So our virtue for today is hope. And it's a virtue I'm very happy to reflect on because July 12th has recently been named the UN International Day of Hope. And it's a lady in Chicago who actually made this happen. And some of you may have met her at our, which program was it? Women's Day, International Women's Day program in March. She presented on her organization called Shine Hope. So I've been recognizing the importance of hope ever since she presented to us, and also reflecting myself on what does the virtue of hope add to my life. And as I said, we're going to have a workshop, a very good workshop on hope on, we don't have a date yet, one Saturday in July. And we're going to both present it from the perspective that hope is really, you could call it a skill which we can develop. We can practice hope, and as we practice it, we get better in hope. But also, from the perspective of the Brahma Kumaris, in addition to that, hope is a spiritual energy. And so when we say learn hope or learn how to practice hope or learn how to be hopeful, we're not saying that we have to learn anything new, but rather we have to tap in to that positive energy which is inherent in the soul. And hope is very, very subtle. However, we can see the effects of it. It's hope that can shift us from being in a doubtful mode. I don't know if this is going to work. This probably won't work. This never works. Nobody's here to help me. Hope is what can shift us from that mode into a positive mode. Yes, of course, this can be successful. And once we make that shift from negative into positive, then we can unleash all kinds of enthusiasm and motivation and positive qualities, virtues, creativity, the things that actually make something work. If we don't have hope, we can't accomplish anything. We have to start with the foundation of hope. And as I said, hope is this very foundational, fundamental, and very hidden, in a way, quality. The quality that allows us to tap into our positive resources. And so, as a positive energy, hope simply is allowing for the possibility that very good things could happen. Very good things could happen. It's possible. Very good things happen all the time. But they only happen when we open the door energetically for whatever needs to happen to happen. I'll give you an example. When I was in Peace Village at our annual retreats last week, Sister Mohini, who's the head of the Brahma Kumaris for the United States and the Americas, has recently been appointed head of the Brahma Kumaris worldwide. So we wanted to honor her. And you know, we love blessings in the Brahma Kumaris. I read you a blessing every day. So the thought came, let's have a human blessing. So somebody created a blessing of 34 words, and said, now we need 34 people who are each going to hold a piece of paper with one word, and they're all going to parade in front of Sister Mohini, and she'll get the blessing that way. And I, in my logistical mindset, how is this possibly going to happen? But then I remembered hope, and I said, of course, it doesn't have to have happened before in order for it to go well. This can be the absolute first time that this has ever been done, and it can still go well. So we got all of those who had come to do service, to work in the kitchen, to clean the dining rooms, because those people have to be extremely unified and cooperative. We didn't have any time to prepare this in advance. So when we were in this celebration, 10 minutes before this was going to happen, it was announced, all of you who have come here for service, line up on this side of the room. We had 34 pieces of paper. Exactly 34 people showed up. And they got in a line, and everyone got their paper, and they did it beautifully. Their pacing was perfect. Nobody stepped on anybody else. Nobody was lagging behind. Somebody else read out the blessing very beautifully. Hope. And I feel the hope was an important attitude for its success. If I were to go into it, because I had to organize this, if I had to go into this with the attitude, I don't know how this is going to work. What if we don't have enough people? What if we have too many people? All of these thoughts, I don't think it would have gone so well. So the power of hope. And this is what we're going to practice today. When we collectively practice the power of hope, we empower the good qualities of each one of us in this group. When we do it collectively, we're empowering all of us in order to start with the thought, this is going to succeed, or I am going to succeed, or I envision success. Something like that. You start with that thought, and then you see what other thoughts can come that amplify that vision that you have. And then you see what other thoughts come that then kind of make things fall into place. Oh, this is how this could happen. So our practice today, hope. To begin with, take a few deep, easy breaths. Watch the air enter and leave the lungs. I think a natural hope that we all have is that we will have a long and healthy life. So hold this thought as you inhale, as if it's already a reality. Inhale, I am going to have a long and healthy life. And then exhale with the thought, I have much to give to this world. I have much to contribute. Now bring your awareness to the little point of light that you are, the soul behind the forehead. I am the peaceful soul who lives in this body. I live here peacefully. This is a statement that invokes hope. Hope. The hope is that since I'm peaceful, since I live here peacefully, I am going to remain peaceful in all kinds of situations that come to me because I'm peaceful. We're setting the foundation for something good to happen. I'm the peaceful soul who lives in this body. I live here peacefully. Life is not always peaceful. Life can be very chaotic and demanding and uncertain and unfair. That's the way life can be. But I, the peaceful soul, maintain my inner peace. And I, the soul, recognize I have many, many, many resources that allow me to deal peacefully and effectively with the turbulence of life, the unpredictability of life. And even if something typically doesn't go well, that in no way influences the possibility that at this moment it could be very, very good. There are, of course, laws of probability, and there are statistics of what happened in the past, but they're just abstractions. They have nothing to do with the present moment, unless I allow myself to be influenced. And so, for myself, for today, first of all, I see success for myself in remaining peaceful. Visualize yourself as being peaceful in whatever comes your way, even things you don't like might be on the agenda for today. See yourself being peaceful. When I'm peaceful, I can create more benefit. And when I'm peaceful, I can create joy. When I'm peaceful, I can create success at the spiritual level. I didn't lose my peace. I was successful. I was able to inspire others. I was successful. Hope is an empowering virtue. Hope gives us courage to try whatever I think is best. Try it, see how it goes. Be open to receiving support, be open to new ideas. Understand that any moment can be successful regardless of what the past was like. This is tremendously empowering. I'm not a victim of the past. Those who have hope are the ones who create new things for the future. New breakthroughs are created by those who have hope. Hope in my abilities, some of which I don't even know about yet. Hope in the goodness within the soul of every human being. Hope that that goodness will be invoked, it will be sparked, it will come out. If I can spark the goodness within myself, that will spark the goodness within someone else. Hope for my own future, hope for the future of humanity. There's a great deal of learning that we all have to do, a huge amount of learning. Hope that we can learn, we will change, we will create better systems than we have right now. Not disappointment with the current systems, not criticism, not disheartenment, but rather hope for the future. Tap into the very best part of your consciousness and see what you can create. Hope leads to action. Action leads to some result that confirms the importance of hope. Hope for humanity. May all souls everywhere find their own happiness, create their own happiness. Stop waiting for something to happen. Hope is not waiting for somebody else. Hope is seeing the possibility and then taking steps myself. And hope is based on the very fundamental principle of the universe is love. And so the fundamental quality of the source or the supreme or God, however we see that source of goodness, is absolute, flawless love. Love combined with spiritual power. And with love and spiritual power together, anything can be transformed. The most hopeless case can be transformed. I'll tell you another story, although we should be meditating. And this was a story that one of the senior teachers from our Americas region shared. This happened very long time ago. She had a child who was quite young, and the child was very ill and was in the hospital. And the doctor said, "I'm very sorry, your child isn't going to make it." And so she called Sister Mohini, who was then the head of the Brahma Kumaris for the US. And Sister Mohini said, "As long as the soul is still in the body, there is hope." And so she spent the entire night in the room with the child, probably invoking God and sending the child light. I don't know exactly what she did. But the next morning, the child had a turnaround and she lived. So even the hope, what we see as a hopeless case, can be transformed if we understand as long as there is life, there is hope. See yourself, the soul, as a child of the most benevolent being, the most beautiful, positive, loving, peaceful being is our spiritual parent. And see those rays of spiritual light streaming onto you, the soul, filling you with hope, with energy, with power, allowing you to find whatever virtue you need to put your desires into action. Whatever virtue is needed for you, that light of God can spark that within the soul. I, the soul, am a child of the most benevolent being. Anything is possible with love and spiritual power. Now bring your awareness back into the present moment and filled with that positive energy of hope. Again, not hope meaning waiting for something to happen, but hope meaning anything is possible. If I clear my mind of any negative energy, if I focus, if I pay attention, if I'm open, if I'm resourceful, anything is possible. So I won't have any negative thoughts about anything or anyone, because this reduces my possibility of success. Om Shanti. And now for your blessing today. Hope. You gaze into your heart and see a beautiful tapestry of all the good you have done. From the smallest acts of kindness to the grandest gestures. You appreciate your purpose, reminding yourself of the love and light you have shared. You gaze into your heart and see a beautiful tapestry of all of the good you have done. From the smallest act of kindness to the grandest gestures, you appreciate your purpose, reminding yourself of the love and light you have shared. And most of the love and light we have shared, we don't even remember. But we know that because it's natural for a soul to share. And we've done so much, we've shared so much love and light unconsciously without even noticing what we're doing. And we have no idea the effect that that love and light has had on others. So hope is knowing there's always, with love and light, anything can happen. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti.